How are we? How we doing? How we doing? How are we? Just rolling out a community post, get some people in here. Ooh. How we doing, George? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. I know I said I wasn't going to stream today, but I was like, you know what? I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I got to do it. So I thought, screw it. I'm just quickly make the stream go in the recommended on my previous video, so people staying to the end see it pop up. Kind of annoying how I have to do that every time, but it's like it's worth doing. There we go. Should all be sorted. Good to see you guys. Hopefully I sound good. I look a little better because the lighting's a bit better, but hang on. Better or worse? Sorry, can you hear the stream okay? Oh, there we go. What's the one fight you're looking forward to post 294? I mean, Stipe Jones I'm pretty big on, I gotta say. I'm excited about that. To be honest, anyone who Tom Aspinall comes up against, the moment he gets a fight scheduled against Garn, maybe if that goes down. Anorak, how's it going, man? Hopefully, there should be less lag, right? Now I should be able to read your guys' comments a lot quicker. Hope that's the case. I just changed the latency, so now I should be able to actually see your comments a lot faster. Lovely, lovely. Be okay. Okay. Good to see you guys. I'm gonna have to change around the background a little bit, play around with it. Who I got Stipe Jones. Good to see you, Shane. I'm inclined to say Jones just purely of an age basis. Stipe's getting old, man. Getting old. But I want Stipe to win. First fight I watched in the UFC. I've actually but as fans go, I'm quite recent. I started watching. I wish I remembered the card it was and the fight, but it was just after Khabib McGregor is when I really started to watch it seriously, and I sort of just fell in love with it then. So sometime after 229. I wish I remembered though. Tom is representing us Brits in the UFC. He is, man. I mean, I stand by as my favorite fighter. My first video was on him. I'll probably do another one on him down the line when inevitably he gets the title shot, because I think that's a matter of when rather than if. So I'll definitely do a video on him again in the future. But he was my first video for a reason, because I think he's a model mixed martial artist. For sure. Covington Edwards. Edwards all day. All day, Shane. I got that British bias, obviously. I'm a I can't not support the English, and I saw Edwards fight at 286. So of course I'm going Edwards. I think he can deal with the wrestling. Cardio is probably the battle there. That's going to be the make or break. Costa Hamzat. Hamzat. Hamzat all day. I love Costa just as a guy. I think he's hilarious. But I think the wrestling is going to be the difference. How close will Garn versus Tom be? Nah, that's not even. There's no debate there. There is no like argument. It's Tom Aspinall all day, all day. I think the only realm Garn can even hang with him is striking, and even then, I don't think that's even close. I think if it goes to the mat, Tom will do what Jones did to him. Even if I know Garn's training is defensive wrestling because obviously he doesn't want that to happen again. But Tom is an elite level in grappling, black belt in jiu-jitsu, elite. You don't get that a lot at heavyweight. So yeah, Aspinall all day. There's a reason Garn ducked that fight. There was murmurs of it happening, and he shut it down. I think he doesn't get him closer to the belt. I'm like, well, it kind of that fight. You win that fight, you get another title shot. But they don't want to do it. They just don't want to do it. Garn and his team, yeah. Tom gets him down, it's done. I agree, completely agree. I don't think that fight's even. There's nothing in there to suggest that Garn wins. I mean, again, it is heavyweight though, so you can get the knockout shot, but Garn's never really had knockout power, And Aspinall is not the most powerful either, but his timing is brilliant. That's why he was able to get Tybura down and finish him very quickly. Yeah. I hope you guys are having a good day, evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you're at. It's a Saturday. Normally my day off. I mean, it is my day off. I haven't done any work today, but I was like, I really want to stream because it's just good fun. So I thought, why not? New video is doing really well, which put me in a good mood. It was starting to taper off last night, and I was like, okay, we'll leave it. And then I woke up this morning. Nice little surprise. It's doing really well. Same with Sergey. It's the same with their Sergey fight. If you get Sergey down, it's like, yeah, exactly, man. You're speaking my language, George. Speaking my language. Yeah, if you guys can, liking the stream would go a long way. Again, I don't ask you for anything. You don't have to do it. But would be greatly appreciated. See, I know the camera quality is like a little better now because I've still got a bit of daylight here, One fight result that surprised you the most? In terms of like decisions or like outcomes? Because decisions, I'm inclined to say Jones versus Reyes was always one that stuck out to me. But I feel like that's a classic example of a robbery, if you ask me. I know it was close, but a fight can still be close and be a robbery. I think it was close, but it was clear, and I thought Reyes had that easily. But in terms of just straight up outcomes, I mean, Straw and Strickland, it's got to be. I mean, I don't think that's an easy one, right? It's just a massive upset. Who I got for Paddy Tony? Age tells us that Paddy is going to win that. Just the history of this game, we know how it goes. But I'd love Tony for it. I'd love to get Tony in the win column again. I'd love to see that. Got to feel bad for Reyes, yeah, man. It's crazy, isn't it? I think it's a psychological thing as well. I think that's a big aspect of it. So, you lose so close to beating the greatest ever, and you deserve it, and then you don't get that given to you. It's like a big just drop, right? I can see it. Yeah, I feel for him. What's good, Reply? How you doing, man? Good to see you in there. Saw you in my comment section today or yesterday. Thank you for that. I do remember, guys. You see, I try and keep track. Now, I'm just gonna try and view the stream on my other tab here. If I go, hopefully this will work. Because I'm looking at it straight up, just a regular stream, and it's like, it's just not. Hear me out. Oh, it's good, Cosmos. How you doing? Hear me out. Islam beats. Oh god, you're getting me a lot here. Islam beats Oliveira. Leon beats Colby. Connor beats Chandler fast. Then Islam Leon wins. Mate, you gotta get some full stops in there. I can't keep up with this. Connor versus Islam. Connor wins. He then challenges Islam at 155. Connor at 155 against Islam. No. Islam. I mean, I say no. I mean, if that fight was to happen, I think Makhachev absolutely. I don't know. I mean, I'm inclined to say Makhachev wins, right? I'm not crazy. But Connor, I mean, of course, Connor's got a puncher's chance. He's dangerous. Of course, he's dangerous. So he's absolutely got a chance. Connor's done. Yeah, and that's where I'm leaning towards as well. I think that's kind of been the consensus for a long time, but you don't know in this game, You don't know. listen, if Bisping can win a title, and I love Bisping, um, anything is possible, you know. Who wins between Oye and Topuria? Yeah, ooh, that's a good fight actually. Topuria. I think he'll catch him in the same way Volk did. That's just if immediate when that springs to mind, I just think of Topuria landing the heavy shot. As much as I love Conor, but Islam will kill him. Conor can't wrestle. You say that his takedown defense is very good. I like his takedown defense. I think that kind of gets underrated a lot actually. But in terms of when it gets to the mat, yeah, I think that's Islam's realm. I mean, he is back in the pool, the testing pool. Yeah, I know. I don't know how that's gonna go in terms of, you know, operating around the USADA like December card. I know they were talking about 296. I don't think that's gonna happen, but somehow, you know, Dana will probably pull some strings, right? And then suddenly he'll be fighting, despite the fact that he needs 6 months. Islam Conor ever happened? Second biggest pay per view. I don't know, man. I'd be inclined to say yeah, but I don't know. I feel like Makhachev's never really had that draw that that Khabib ever did. I don't know. Maybe I'd be happy to be proven wrong. I'm sure it would do massive numbers. I think it would be a tale of the build up of the fight. Really, I think Khabib would have to be involved in there some way. Whether he'd be, I think if Khabib corners Islam in that fight, those numbers do massive. I think because the storyline is everything, right? That's the way I see it. He will melt the USADA Cup. Yeah, he is slimming down now. But yeah, I think even now he'd probably get done in. He looks slim as hell in his new footage as well. Yeah, he does. What's my blood waffling about? I don't know if you're talking about me there, Sammy. Islam isn't hype like Khabib. Yeah, he doesn't have the draw. He only looked big because of stuff he used to recover. Yeah. Let's go quote unquote stuff. Who knows, man? Who knows what he's been injecting in there? They would have to put Islam versus Conor 2 as the title because Islam fought Conor after 229. Yeah, they had a little scrap, didn't they? Cheeto versus O'Malley. O'Malley. I think Cheeto struggles with the reach. And I don't want to say he got lucky in their first fight. He didn't. Cheeto fought a good plan, stunted the nerve, and that was it. But I think if that fight goes the way it was going, I think most guys in that division really struggle because the reach is so difficult to deal with at bantamweight. And I think O'Malley's such a good counter striker. His footwork's elite. So I think he'll get caught on the way in the same way Sterling did. I think if he can get Sterling with it, he definitely get Cheeto with it. If Islam and Conor fight, Islam should have Khabib in his corner and Conor could have Dennis. That's a storyline right there, isn't it? You know how to sell fights, Hank. Maybe you should get on the matchmaking team. Aljo deserves a rematch. I completely agree. I'm probably going to get flack for this. I never understood the Aljo hate. I think he's a model champion. Like everything he says in the build up is clearly like just to sell the fight. He's respectful. I think he makes great content on YouTube. I know that's sort of off topic, but he does. He took the loss really well. I think he's a humble guy. I never really understood the hate Aljo gets personally. I completely agree with you, Sammy. Might turn into a tag team match, yeah. It could be a jump in the fence. Ikram versus Imavov. I've got Imavov there. I know Imavov, he fought a bit of a rough game plan against Strickland, but like he went for it. I don't know. I like both guys. Topuria does beat Volk. How does it happen? I see that right hand. He's got dynamite in there, Guru. No, sorry, Guru George. He's got dynamite, man. I think. Oh, Topuria beats Volk. Yeah, so I thought someone said earlier, Topuria versus Rodriguez. I mean, same way really. If he's gonna get him, I think he'll get him with the power, right? Because Islam was able to capitalize on that. He caught Volk a few times, stunned him. So we'll see. But I think Volk's wrestling is going to be the difference maker. They have a pay-per-view, Islam versus Conor, both Khabib and Dennis's corner, and then Khabib versus Dylan in grappling, same card. That would be pretty wild. That would be pretty wild. I know there was a while back, like maybe a month or two ago, there was a lot of discussion around like doing hybrid cards with Muay Thai and stuff. I don't know if that's going to happen, but if they do go down that route, there's always an option there, as you said. Imo, he hates to fight Marab first. Same for Marab. Are you talking about Aljo there? Yeah. I mean, I can understand why they don't want to fight each other, right? It makes sense. But, it does hold up the division. I think that's clearly where the hate comes from, but I think it's a valid point. And I think Sterling's probably going to move up anyway if he doesn't get the rematch. So we'll see what happens. Marab definitely deserves the shot, but I think they'll give it to Cheeto just because, again, I know I keep saying it all the time, but this is the money game. It's the money game. So they're probably going to do Cheeto. One of them should do move a division. Emojis, man, in the way. This little heart icon, I can't actually see the full chat, and it's really annoying. One of them should do a DC and move a division. Yeah, I agree. Up to featherweight, maybe. Marab's a little bit smaller, so I'm inclined to say Sterling does that. Any rising stars for UFC amongst the ranks? I'm a fan of Mohamed Bakayev. I know he nearly lost in his last fight, but he's really talented. Good grappler. Nathaniel Woods fighting on 294. I know I've talked about him yesterday. Really talented. Had a great fight against Andre Feely recently, and he's taken one on short notice. Legit guy. If he wins here, he'll crack the top 15. I know I'm talking about English guys there in particular, but that's where I sort of know. I'm thinking. Jack Shaw when he comes back. One of you guys coming out of Wales. I know I'm out of other pod. Again, I'm being biased as hell, but he's very good. Did get finished by Ricky Simon, but when he's fighting at his best, he's very good. It's quite a lot in there. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to keep track with so many guys getting signed up. I mean, obviously, Bo Nichols, the guy. I don't know if you can call. He's not really a prospect. He's just elite, man. You can see it. But he is a star. I think he's going to be a star if he isn't already. So, Bo Nichols definitely a shot. Oh, Imavov pulled out? I didn't see that. Yeah. Oh. There you go. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm devastated, but should the BMFB title be defended? I honestly, I think they just shouldn't be a thing. I think it's just dumb, isn't it? They should just get rid of it. I don't know. I mean, I would say no for the purposes. I think it just needs to be taken out. I think it does make a bit of a mockery of it. You know, we talk about wanting the sport to be such a professional image. BMF title doesn't help that. But if they do it, I mean, it's at lightweight, isn't it? So who at lightweight? Moicano. I know it's like makes no logical sense. I just like Moicano, and I think he's game as hell, and that's what BMF's about. RDA, yes, actually, shout out my co-host for he recommended that as well. RDA is a banger. Good pick there, George. Yeah, I like Justin having it, but at the same time, if I was in his position, I'd probably feel kind of like guilty about it because, you know, it's like, well, you want the real thing. You want the actual title. You don't want some silver sort of toy, you know? I don't know. It just rubs him up the wrong way a little bit. I've never really felt like it was the right thing to bring into the game. But you can't really be surprised, can you? It's all about entertainment. I think a right balance of that is where the UFC and mixed martial arts is at its best. But when you start leaning too much into like the entertainment side of it, like Colby getting a title shot is ridiculous. Like that doesn't help anybody. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know what if they. I don't know if they're going to defend it. I think Justin's going to have to get his title shot first before they do that, because he deserves one for sure. Beating Fiziev and Poirier like that is. I mean, getting to watch that. I'm so glad I got to watch a Justin Gaethje fight live, man. That was awesome. Because obviously in the UK we don't really get any. I mean, I say that. I know you got a couple of guys from India in chat. Like you guys don't get nothing. You know, we're lucky to get 2 events a year. I mean, before it was like 1 event a year. So getting to watch that happen, you know, getting to watch Justin Gaethje, like just go blow for blow with like that with Fiziev was a privilege. RDA is one of the smaller welterweights he is, and he took a fight against one of the biggest. Yeah, Vincente. Yeah, that was a good fight. He is. He's the guy. He's game as hell. He'll fight anyone. And people forget he's a former champion. I feel like a lot of people don't give him that respect, and not enough people do. Because it's former champion, man. Absolutely laid a beat down on Pettis, and I love Pettis, but he beat the hell out of him. You know, no one saw that coming. And I know he lost to Eddie Alvarez, but Eddie Alvarez equally really good fighter. People need to respect RDA more. I hope he gets in the Hall of Fame because he's just a killer, man. You get it for free in India, do you? To be fair, in the UK, we're pretty lucky as well. We're pretty lucky. We get on a subscription basically with all the other sports, and we'd have to pay for pay-per-views except from like when McGregor fights or Leon Edwards fights. RDA versus Conor, how does it go down? I don't know. I quite like RDA in that fight, you know? I mean, they're both a bit past it now. I wish we got that fight when it was meant to happen, but fate has it go one way, you know? Goblin, is it Goblinicus? Thank you, man. What's up? Your UFC curses video is fire. Really good at narrating and writing. Thank you. That's what I take. I'm really glad you say that, actually, because I take a lot of pride in that. That's my favorite part of the process is writing, and I really try and, you know, balance everything, a bit of humor, but with some real, just eloquently written stuff. So I'm really glad you appreciate that. And the editing as well. Thank you. I mean, the editing is nothing crazy. A lot of it's just functional. But I'm glad you enjoy it. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by as well. It's good to see you. How long do you think Sean Strickland's going to be champ for? Oh, I think Dricus takes it from him if they do that fight. A lot of the other guys in the division, though, I think he has a very good chance against. I think just Dricus is just not the matchup for him. You know, Usman was able to ragdoll him, and I know that was at welterweight, and I know it was years ago, but I don't know. I think Dricus gives him a hard time. But stylistically, he's really tough. He's really tough to deal with. And his wrestling is actually good. I do want to point out. I'm not just saying that as if he's going to get dominated, because Dricus is an elite level grappler. Elite level. I did a video on him a while back, and I didn't even know this before I made it, but he was doing it was a grappling event. I can't remember what it was. I think it was a Polaris event. He took out, it was in a quintet, which is basically a 5v5, and if you win, you stay on. He took out all of them by himself, which is nuts. Do you ever see yourself making documentary style videos similar to Mixed Martial Academic? Shout out to him, actually. He was in my comment section yesterday, which is very nice of him. Sort of. I prefer doing the slightly shorter form, but I might move into doing maybe 12-minute videos a bit longer. I don't know. It's about really managing my time, whatever's worth it. But I mean, I have done a couple of documentary style stuff, which is a lot more editing focused, which I really enjoy making and I'm really proud of. But they take a lot longer. Like the Leon Edwards video is my best work by a mile, but it just takes a lot longer to make. So if I do make them, they're going to be less frequent, a bit more sporadic. I've got one written on Charles Oliveira, which might be, if I do it, might do it for next week or the week after. I've had it written for quite a while, but it's going to take a long time. So if I do it, I'm going to start it pretty soon. And I've sort of had one half written on Alex Pereira for a while. But I've sort of changed my tune on the channel in terms of where I'm taking the videos. So I've leaned more into the casuals guide stuff. So those videos have been on the back burner for a little while. So I don't know if I'm going to do them. They've sort of been, this is the thing. Sorry, I'm rambling here. Thank you, Zion. Shout out, man. But you know, when I make the videos, it takes a little, sometimes my direction and the way I want to take things just changes. So you get videos on the back burner. Like I've had a casuals guide. Like you probably know, I've done a casuals guide to every division, and except from the women's bantamweight done, and I had that written for probably like 5-6 months. I had it written before Nunes even fought. Who was it she fought? I don't know, just before she retired. My mind's just drawing a blank there. But you know, I'm learning. It's all about the creative process, just trying to figure out what works and what I want to do. Drop Charles' video before the fight. Yeah, see that if I do the video, that's my plan. Is TJ done in your opinion? Yeah, 100%. I think too many injuries stacking up. I think age is catching up to him. Just he's not going to be fight fit for a long time, and if he is, the time he does, he's going to be too old for it anyway. Do you think O'Malley can ever reach Conor stardom? 100%. I mean, the UFC are clearly pushing that, right? Like, I mean, I actually pointed that out in my video on him a while ago. I know I keep plugging it. But they posted the full KO on YouTube, which they never do for pay-per-views, but they posted the full thing the day after, and they would never do that normally, but they're clearly trying to push O'Malley to absolute stratosphere. And it clearly worked, because that video's got like 10 million views already, which is absolutely crazy. How crazy. I was about to binge watch more of your videos. Thank you, Jamie. I'm keeping it up, man. I'm keeping it up. Today is my day off, quote unquote, but you know, I thought I'd get streaming anyway, because I'm really enjoying it recently. And I kept it up. I'm streaming daily. Who would have thought, right? Nunes last fight against Aldana. That's it, man. Thank you. Don't know why my mind drew a blank there. I picked Aldana in that fight like a fucking idiot. Don't know what I'm doing there, but yeah, she's left a lasting legacy on that sport. So it's sad to see her retire, but you know, inevitable. Conor way more entertaining. I don't know, man. I like both of them in the cage. I think they're very similar in that style of that counter-striking style. That's, you know, they both got personality. I'm not a fan of Conor now personally, and I never really was that attached to him, but You can't deny what he's done for the sport. Since 290, I am 6-6 on title fights and pay-per-views. So hopefully my Charles prediction can ring true. George, that gives me positive vibes, man. Now that you've said that, I hope that Charles is, you know, gonna get over the line, get the win over the line. What is your video making process from pitch black or blank? Sorry. Well, usually I always make the thumbnail first. I think like when I do idea generation, I do a lot of research and just carving out what works in the niche and just trying to take what's popular and just making my own spin on things, you know. Because I say nothing's necessarily original in this game. It's just a matter of whether you can do things your way and do them better. That's kind of what I try and do with my content. Like my series is an original idea, but the name isn't, right? Shout out Jack Slack. I remember seeing that name, the Filthy Casuals Guide. I know it's not the same thing. The video style is completely different, but I like the sort of similar format, the title. And I wanted content to be accessible for a larger range of viewers and just so people can get into the sport because it's quite daunting. But usually I start with the thumbnail always and then the idea. And when I've got that down, that's when I move into script writing. I tend to write a script in a day or two and then edit usually takes 2 or 3 days. So I do 2 a week. Yeah, I'm actually changing. Tuesday is usually an unscripted video, which I do in a day or two. But they haven't really been performing too well. I'm not really too happy with the results of them either. So I'm going to start moving into just 2 8-minute videos as the same for Friday videos, the same as the Tuesday video. So I've got 2 of them a week, which will take longer, but the videos will be better for all of you. So yeah, editing I do with DaVinci takes about 2-3 days. And then just general cleanup, double checking over thumbnails. Usually make far too many renditions of them, and I end up changing them half the time, but it's a fun process, thumbnails. Most accurate prediction since you started watching the UFC? O'Malley KO in the second. That's pretty good, man. For me, it was Leon Edwards. I didn't predict him to get a head kick from hell, but I always said he was going to win for years before that fight was even made, because I think Leon he had the takedown defense, one of the most well-rounded guy in that division, you know. But I always said Leon was going to beat Usman. Probably the third one I predicted more accurately, because I saw the decision there pretty clear. You haven't blown up yet. I know I haven't blown up. Well, I don't know. It's a steady climb, isn't it, this game? But I appreciate the love, Sadiq, but it's all in time. Dylan Danner's video didn't do great. Maybe people don't care about YouTube boxing. Well, they do. I just don't think YouTube was recommending the video to the right audience. I think that was the problem, because obviously I'm MMA focused, so it was pushing it to MMA people, and obviously most people aren't going to gel with that. So I think that was probably the case. I'm going to keep it up for fight week. Honestly, I'm not too happy with it. So as I said, I did take it down. I'll put it back up. I'm going to see how it goes for fight week. And then if it doesn't really change or take a while, I'll take it down because I'm not too happy with it. You got Leon or Colby? Leon, man, all day. He'll be able to stuff the takedowns, and on the feet, that fight's not close. Leon head kick was my favorite Guru reaction. It was epic. Yeah, I mean, it's my favorite MMA moment ever. And it probably will be forever. As an English fan and a massive Leon fan for a long time, it was a real. I never nearly cried watching MMA, but that's probably the only time I've come close to tears was in that post-fight interview, because you know I know what it means to the English, you know what it means to English fans as much as it does to Leon. It was a massive deal, and I was so hyped as well that I spoke on Ariel Helwani's post show on Spotify to like 8,000 people. Which was really weird, a really weird experience. Thoughts on KSI versus Fury? Do you even care? I used to be a big fan of KSI just as a YouTuber when I was younger, but it just he just rubs me up the wrong way a little bit now. It's a bit of a clown show. It's this thing, like if it's popular, it's popular, and I'll probably watch it because it's just intriguing. I'm inclined to say Tommy Fury wins that though, just because he's more of a conventional boxer. But KSI is very unorthodox, and that's kind of why he might find some success. He moves like Michael Venom Page in there. Weird. My brain is still processing that Mike Bell scorecard. Don't even, man. It gets me mad when I think about it. It gets me mad. Favorite MMA career on YouTube? Ooh. Myself? Can I say myself? Nah. I like Lucas Tracy just because his live streams are pretty chill. No, I don't watch his videos too much, but I like his lives. Kindle, he was in the chat the other day. He makes good videos. I shouted him out. The Academics, always a G. Some good content. Probably the fight business, actually. Fighting business, man. He's a go at the game. I take a lot of inspiration in terms of his script writing. I really love how he writes his videos. I try and sort of not match his style, but in terms of just how much attention I pay to the writing process, I know he does the same thing. So I've tried to match their energy, if you know what I mean. But yeah, there's a lot of good creators coming out, but there's not a huge amount, you know. I'm glad I'm up there, Reply. I'm glad I'm up there. I mean, there's not in terms of the reason I kind of was obsessed with really taking this and pushing and doing a lot of content was because in terms of actual creators, there's not a lot of personal, like actual people, like single people. There's a lot of companies and like MMA on Point. They're like a sort of multi-platform. They're not a single person. There's less personalities. In the last couple of years, in particular, there's been a big explosion of that, and we've seen that. So I was like, well, I want to be part of this. I love MMA, so why not just start talking about it and making videos on it? So, and it's kind of paying off. Kind of paying off. I'll take number two. I'll take number two. Academic does make quality content. I can't sit here and say I'm better than him. I don't want. I'm doing my own thing. I don't like comparing. I'm saying I'm better than other people because I think everyone in this space has their place to make really good stuff. So, but I appreciate that. Our top three, I will absolutely take, George. I do my best, and I'm gonna always trying to improve. So whether that's through the scripts, editing, the length, just the depth of the videos, anything really. I try and do my best to improve. And that's starting to pay dividends, which I'm happy about because I had a long streak. I honestly, the motivation, it's difficult sometimes because last like couple months there was a good run of me. I didn't get a single video that cracked 10K, let alone like even 8K. You know, for a good like 2 months, and I was doing 2 videos a week, and it was just nothing was really sticking. And it was a tough run, a tough run. But we're finding more success now recently, which makes me happy that it's finally paying off. Need you on another person? On another person's channel? Are you saying like a collab thing, or I'd be open for that if that's what you're referring. Anshul Jubilee from India is fighting on 294. Do I have any idea? No, I don't. I'm always happy about that though because I think the more obviously it's International Fight Week, right? So the more is International Fight Week, or am I crazy? Right? The more foreign fighters we have, the better. I'm always a fan of that. As an English fan, I really like it when European and Asian fighters are stepping up, and we're seeing more of that, especially last year. A lot of fighters from Asia coming out, like Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, India, as you say. Um, a lot of cool guys coming out of there, so I'm very excited. So I don't know him. You could perhaps fill me in. I don't know who he's fighting, but I'm always excited if we get the more foreign fighters we have. Maybe try and make a dramatic video like the fighting business. He talks really dramatic. He does. He does. He does. You sound like monotone. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I try and be a bit like on here on the stream. I can be a bit more. I don't know how to put it. Like just more, less coherent and a bit more myself. But when I do my recordings, I try and be a bit more concise and clear. But like on stream and like when I could just talk to you lot, like I'm pretty normal. I'm pretty more natural. That's the better way of putting it. Just my regular. Because you got your recording voice and your regular voice. This is more of my regular voice. But I don't know. I like the dramatic stuff. I kind of comes with like, just doing the way I write my videos. Do I or do you? Yeah. Do you train in your spare time, or are you looking into it? Maybe. Yeah, I'm training jiu-jitsu. I trained a lot at uni, but then I took a 5-month break after I graduated because obviously I didn't have my gym at home. But I found one now. I had a trial session the other week. I'm doing a trial session at another place tomorrow. I'm probably going to be awful because I'm rusty as hell and I'm dealing with some medical shit, which basically stops me from really going 100% when I'm sparring, but which sucks. And their doctors haven't been able to figure it out, but I can still train. I just have to really pace myself and make sure I don't, because otherwise I get like extreme nausea and vomiting, and it fucking sucks. And it's not like because I'm out of shape or anything. It's just it's a medical thing that they haven't been able to figure out. But yeah, I am training, and if you don't yourself, I recommend you do because jiu-jitsu was, without being a dramatic, it kind of saved my life in second year of uni. It was a really positive outlet for me. I'll put the you and I next to each other, which completely changes the whole. Oh, autocorrect. Yeah, no, I get you, man. I never knew there's an Indian fight in the UFC. Yeah, I'm happy there is. That's what I said. We got a lot of great representation all over the globe, which makes me really happy because it's a clear sign that the sport's evolving, right? It's getting more global, it's getting more appreciated, and the reputation of a blood sport is gradually just that skin is being shedded, you know? Never sounded monotone. I think your narrating is top tier. It's engaging. Thank you. I'm glad you think that. I don't want to overdo it. That's the thing. When I record, I don't want to overdo it. But I will say, every time I'm recording, all the stuff you don't hear is the amount of times I fuck up a line, I fuck up a bit right at the end, and I just go, and I'm just swearing, and I just cut it and redo it. Obviously, you're not going to hear that because I've gotten rid of it, but there's a lot of that. But usually, yeah, I do my best with the narrating. But the writing, I feel like the writing is where it is what carries it rather than the actual narration itself. But I try and be as concise as I can. Most underrated fighter in each division is a possible video idea. Yeah, that's a good shout. I try and the thing is, when I do, because the Casuals Guide series is where the success is, right? In terms of that's where the traffic has been recently. So obviously, I'm inclined to keep doing that more. So when I think about stuff like ideas like that, I'm trying to weave it into the title, and that's kind of like, how do I go about doing that? You know, Casuals Guide to Underrated Fighters works for me. So maybe that's a good shout, George. Actually, I'm gonna keep that on the short list. You might see that down the line. So I'm not one for like planning and writing. I don't tend to do that too much. I kind of just I'm very all over the place, and that's where I sort of operate. You know, just do stuff when I feel like doing it. But I mean, I always make sure I get a video out Tuesday and Friday, and I do and the podcast on Sunday. So I'm always strict on that. But in terms of how I do them and the times I do them, I'm kind of free flowing. As long as they're out for you guys at those days in the evening. God, this little bit of like chroma key in the bottom is really pissing me off. Like here, like why? If I move the lighting, it's like okay, no, that's making it worse. Oh, yeah, that's that will do. But yeah, again, the idea generation is the most important part. That's what I've learned from a year of doing YouTube. Is just idea is what matters the most, and I'm glad I found a sort of concept which just apply to anything in the sense of the casual guide stuff. It just universally works, you know. Um, yeah. But then again, it's all volatile. It's nothing lasts forever. So we learn. We live and we learn. Got to adapt in this game. Fuck's sake, man. These little. Oh, I've just turned the light up. I'm a little bit more. Bear with me, guys. Casual guide to the main forms of mixed martial arts. Yeah, and the fighters who specialize them in them good one. I know Lucas Tracy did a similar video in terms of like best representatives of each martial art in the UFC, which is I get similar sort of vibe. No, yeah, I like that too. Actually, I don't know how I title that. It's a fucking mouthful though. Um, yeah, I mean, I'll be open to that. Thing is, when you do the casuals guide in the title, it's like that's the problem. It's like a double-edged sword because operating around that title format can be annoying. Gets on my nerves. Trying to figure out the right title. Like curses in MMA, it works, you know. How's that doing actually? Sorry, I'm gonna have to have a look. Doing good, so I'm happy. Crazy support. Mad. Sorry, I'm a bit absorbed. Casual guide to specialist fighters. Yeah, but I feel I obviously you know what that means, but when you're making the title and something, you have to understand that people are out of the loop, and that doesn't really give them an insight into what they're actually. I mean, it kind of does, but it's not concise. It's not clear enough. I don't hate it. You know, I quite like it, but it's like it's fine margins with titles and thumbnails because if you cock it up a little bit, then you're fucked. Your your click through rate is fucked. You know, and you get sometimes I get lost in the analytics of stuff a bit, but you know, I obsess over the thumbnail. And seriously, if I could show you my in fact, I can get this up, right? Hang on a minute. Just got to switch to OBS. Bear with me. You'll see how much I have. I have so many thumbnails. I do media source or is it? No. How do I do it? No. Oh, it's display capture. Hold up. You guys can be able to see this in a minute. Um, that working? No. It's just not working. No, that's a recording of me when I was testing the green screen. I don't know, guys. I can't find it. I'm working it out. Nightmare. Oh, why? It should work, right? Oh, there we go. Hang on. Right, now it should work. I'm just going to show you how many of these thumbnails I do. This isn't even half of it. This is because I basically my shit I had to wipe my drive. This is like these are just some of the renditions. These are only the ones I've downloaded, right? Not the ones I've finished. These are just the finished ones. So I have so many of just random crap on Canva, which I've just like. I probably did the curses. I think I've probably got about 12 to 15 drafts of that, even if they're just subtle differences. Yeah. Sometimes the creative process, it does your head in. It does your head in. Check on the community tab, make sure everything's okay. So I'm sort of operating. I'm looking at a lot of different like things right now. You know, this is all new to me. Video on Uncle Shale down the line. Not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout. I know. Shout out Lionel Rivera. He did a really good video on him. You've probably seen it. Because it did really well for him. But he did a really good video on that. So I might do. I do like Shale. I think he's fucking hilarious. I don't know. I don't really have too much to say on him though. Unless it was like a, I don't know. I like the idea of it. Sure. Oh my god, that voice crack! You just heard that. That was horrendous. Horrendous. Yeah, no, I might do. I might do. Got a lot of ideas, but half of them don't even fucking you know, they float around in the head, and then half of them don't even make it to the writing line or the thumbnail line. But thumbnails is the most is the part I really just stick with the most. Aben, what's up, man? Or is it Eben? I'm gonna go with Aben. I hope that's right. What's good, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Fix the stream delay. We did it. Oh, you saw me on Kindle stream. Thank you, man. Yeah, that's right. I remember you in the chat. Yeah, he was here yesterday actually. He was very kind. He donated me $5, which he really didn't have to do. But we're looking at doing a podcast together at some point. He'll come on. He'll come on our podcast as a guest somewhere down the line, or maybe we'll stream together. We'll do a little stream. I don't know. We're currently talking and planning some stuff. Glad I'm on the Volt train. Absolutely, man. Always. Current favorite fire in emojis getting in the way in any division. Astronaut heavyweight, Vulcan featherweight. I'll give one for each probably. That's a bit of a loaded question. I really love Pantoja at flyweight, Makayev as well. Bantamweight. I gotta get the roster up for you guys. I need to get the let me look at the top 15. I know that's not gonna include everybody, but I really like. I've always been a big Aljo fan. I do like Aljo. I love the way he carries himself. Featherweight, I said Volk. Lightweight. Jalen Turner, game as hell, and Gaethje, and Charles. Leon Edwards at welterweight. I've always been a big fan. JDM as well. Jack Della Maddalena, and Ian Gary. Middleweight. I'm chugging off the list here. To be honest, middleweight's kind of boring. I like Dricus now. I'm actually a Dricus fan. Light heavyweight though. Khalil Roundtree. That guy is terrifying. Terrifying fire. Underrated as well. And heavyweight Tom Aspinall, as I said. Derek Lewis, honorable mention. Legend of the game. In your opinion, is he a mythical fighter or not? I don't know, because I know there were people talking about it, and when he's just lost the belt, he becomes a G. But I think Strickland takes him in the rematch. I do. I think stylistically, it's just one of those. It's just a nightmare matchup for him. It's a nightmare. So I have to say no, because I think Strickland will probably beat him. They do that again, but I don't think they should. I don't think he deserves a rematch. Bald TJ, yeah, I've seen that. I mean, he doesn't look like he's in fighting shape at all, though, does he? He's fattened up quite a lot. And, you know, still injured, still dealing with problems. I don't see him fighting again. So can you call him mythical if he's bald and he's not actually fighting? If he fights at bald and he wins, then maybe I'll give it to him. But I don't see it happening. We'll find out. I guess we'll find out. Who does he have in the most success at featherweight? Shaw, Wood, or Murphy? Murphy really impressed me in his last performance. I got to say, he looked when I watched him at 286. I actually think he lost that fight, but the judges gave it to him. And I was a little bit worried about him, but he's bounced back really, really well. Murphy looks very good, and I think as much as I love Nathaniel Wood, I think stylistically it's really difficult for him because Lerone is very fast as well, and that's Wood's biggest advantage, but he's way smaller. I think he'd struggle with Lerone. Lerone is huge for featherweight. So, and Shaw I love as well, but he's been out for quite a while, so I can't. It's not. I love Jack, but we need to see him back in the cage first with the performance before really make the judgment on that. But I'm inclined to say Lerone. But I love Nathaniel equally. I love all those guys. TJ's done, not a mythical fighter. Yeah. Things you don't know. People get too attached to fighting, man, and then they just overstay. Don't be surprised if he comes back. It could easily happen. I'm just sorry. This little that fixed it. I know I'm way brighter now. I'm just trying to adjust it because these little it's that way, right? Little glitches around. It's annoying me. But we'll see. We'll see where those guys go, you know. Tony is losing and getting cut. What's next for him? Well, I mean, that. If he loses. Why is your room pink? It's not actually my room. It's not real. It's all made up. I made it in Unreal Engine. And then I made a virtual camera and basically just recorded it on a loop. The reason it's pink is because my co-host, its actual background, has the same lighting and sort of vibe, and I tried to match it. So for the podcast sake, but it doesn't actually. It's not actually usually that bright. I just cranked up the saturation a bit. Or just lighting and vibes, you know. In actual fact, you know, it's just generally just a green screen. I'll make it boring for you guys. I can change it actually. I can change it to this if I turn off. Bear with me. I think still getting to grips. Still getting to grips with it on the camera. One. There you go. Dana's not meant to be there, but he is. Paddy wins. Who should he fight next? Again, let me have a look at the roster. I got to have this on the fly, you know. I mean, a lot of options. I like RDA. That's a fun fight. Matt Frivola would be good. I'm pretty sure he's got one booked against Saint Denis, right? Or is it Saint Denis? I think so. Anoka would be fun. Honestly, Paddy, as much as he gets a lot of flack, his fights are fun. So a lot of people just want to see him get sparked. Any of those, you know. Hang on, I gotta make sure Dana's not in the way. Getting on my nerves. There we go. No more Dana. When he is just there, I just gotta move out of the way. Yeah, I'm about to announce the gate receipts for 295 fight of the night bonus. I subscribe because I have to head out. You got good content and nice presentation. Oh, thank you, brother. That's right. Thank you for stopping by, Evan. Good to have you on board. We're streaming most days now, so you know I'll always be around this time, maybe a bit later. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I got John Gooden. No, not John Gooden. Who's it? John Morgan. About to ask me a question. Who's got the first question? That's how he talks. Don't know why he's like. It's always that guy. It's always John. Like you say, who's got the first question? It doesn't matter. And yeah, just a standard procedure for Dana White. Just give a half-baked response to any question that means nothing, because he doesn't want to give anything away. Oh, this latency's so much better though, you know. I can actually respond to you guys a lot quicker. I fixed it now. Yo, Uncle Dana, who's McGregor fighting away? I can't tell you that, George. That American accent's awful. This fucking guy. That's Sean Strickland. Here's the thing, you guys. So he speaks. Jiu-jitsu doesn't work. Terrible impressions. I can't. I can do a couple impressions, but of fighters, I don't know, man. I never really tried. Guru's good at that, and bedtime MMA, he's good at it too. Not me, man. I'm not built for it. But Sean Strickland will always start with that and say the most abhorrent shit on the planet. Better name Uncle Dana or DFW? Uncle Dana, man. Uncle Dana. Always Uncle Dana. That clip where he's like, federal fucking prison. I don't know what the context of that is, but I just like that video. He's talking about Power Slap. Dude, 350 million buys. Or fucking buys, well, it's not pay-per-view. 350 million, like, purchases, which is a load of horse shit. That man is a professional waffler. But we wouldn't have the UFC without him, so you can't hate on him too much. But we can take the piss a little. Our tomato, man, you know? Probably taking a shit ton of steroids. In fact, he definitely is. Look at him. At his age, looking like that. Crazy. Keep adjusting my mic because it keeps like slipping. I have to get some more backgrounds just for the future. It'd be fun. Just a fun little thing. Yo, I heard you got a fight coming. Any clues you it might be against? I can't. I don't know, man. It's all alleged. I mean, if I actually want to get real though, charity fight versus Lucas Tracy. I think he's the same height as me. From what I know, from what my intel on that man, I think he's the same height as me. But he probably weighs a fuck ton, and he's clearly in shape, which I am absolutely not. Because I fucking hate the gym. I like training. I just hate doing weights and shit like that. Get it done, Misfits. Yeah, man. Maybe you never know. I'd be up for it. I'd be up for it. I've always wanted to get into boxing. I just never have. But I love martial arts and I love jiu-jitsu. So, who knows? Maybe in the distant future, we'll see it happen. He probably weighs a fair bit more than me, though. I know he's the same height, but he's quite built, so he's got all that muscle mass. I'll be up for it. I mean, I'd be up for doing a charity fight. I think it'd be great fun. Why not? You know, thing is, Misfits. I sort of lost not respect, but I lost the interest in that when it became more about, you know, money and fighters getting paid and just selling shit rather than actual just doing it for charity, because that's what it always used to be. And now it's not, and it's Leon Edwards 2 incoming. Wait, you saying me fighting Leon Edwards? Or are you saying I'm so confused, Reply Man. You got me confused. Who's your least favorite fighter in the UFC? Ooh. I don't want to throw too much shade, you know. Who don't I really like? Gonna have to get the rankings up here right now again. There's not a lot of people I don't like. I think everyone's entertaining in their own way, you know? I don't know. I guess I don't really have a huge affinity towards. I mean, in terms of outside the cage, John Jones, man. That's a different ball game, you know. You know, that's outside the cage. I can still appreciate his greatness in the cage. Your neck, yeah, Leon's getting it, man. I reckon I could have him. Absolutely not. He would send me to. I would probably never wake up actually if I tried to fight Leon Edwards. How much would I have to be paid for it though? The question. If I to get in the ring with Leon. I mean, if I just get laid out, it's like I won't remember it anyway. So I don't know. I'll take the bag. Thing is, I say I take 10 bags, but like that's just like peanuts for what they actually get paid to go in there. So no, it would have to be more, right? At least 50K, I reckon. But yeah. I mean, I don't know. Real test of your UFC knowledge. Top 5 GOAT list. I did a top 3 the other day, but I wasn't really sold on it. If we, I don't know. I don't think it's whether you take drugs into the equation. Who's on the short list then? DJ Jones, GSP are in there. Silver. Um, who am I missing? BJ Penn getting there maybe. No, Volkanovski's got the shouts now. I can't lie. Khabib doesn't make it. I'm gonna put. If I do top three, I mean top three. I'm gonna say. Uh, just because of the drugs and stuff, I'm not huge on it. So Jones third, GSP second, DJ first. Just everything into account. Yeah, cheating sound take into account. Then DJ top for sure. Yeah, Mighty Mouse. Jan versus Song early prediction. Sorry, and then he missed that. I like Song Yadong. You know, I think he's improved a lot. I know Corey Sandhagen took him to school a little bit, but very talented striker, and they're on opposite trajectories. I think Song has a good chance, but Jan's very defensively sound, and I think he's been on the wrong end of a lot of decisions recently, and he's just been a bit unlucky. I mean, Marab absolutely toyed with him, but Marab's elite, so I'll say Jan just for history's sake, but I won't be surprised either way. What did I miss? When did that get announced? I think it got announced. I could be wrong. I remember seeing that fight. I'm gonna double check. I know it hasn't. It's in the works. Yeah, it's in the works. Nothing's been formally announced there. Hang on. I got an idea. With me. Oh, please tell me. No, not gonna work. Trying to get a picture for the background, but the aspect ratio is not it. I can't do it. I mean, not gonna work. Okay. Post Jan is the opposite of a mythical fire, whatever that is. Yeah. Kind of like, I mean, no, sea level Kane isn't an opposite of that, but it was inferred from being, being shit. So it's kind of similar vibe, but different. You watch football at all in the UK too? Yeah, man, all the time. I'm a massive football fan. Big Chelsea fan since I was a kid. I love football. We won today, 4-1, so I was very happy. Soccer for any Americans in the chat, obviously. But yeah, I'm a huge football fan. You think Dylan Dennis competed I just butchered that. Playbot, I'm so sorry. You think Dylan Dennis can compete in the UFC as a top athlete? No. No, he cannot. Good. I mean, his jiu-jitsu's elite, but, Coron Gracie proved that that's not enough at all. Yeah, support Chelsea, George. Big Chelsea fan. Always have been. Yeah, no, he can't. Dylan can't hang there. No way. I think Logan Paul probably batters him, but I don't really want to get into that. Yeah, you're a Liverpool fan, man. Can't be having that. Iron's clear. I'm not against West Ham. I know there's a rivalry. You're like Will then, my co-host. He's a big West Ham fan. Trying to find a good image for the background. I might have to. Up the Reds. I can't back that, Jacob. I'm sorry, man. How's that 3-1 tasting? Yes. We were bad, all right, man. We were bad. No, it's all love, man. What do you think is the age where UFC fighters start to fall off? And, like, what's the max age for good fight performance? It depends, though. It depends on the division, because the lighter you go, the more important age is. Because, when you're in your prime, your reaction times and your speed are at their best. And the moment you start to dip off there, that's when, at the elite level, it's the fine margins, but you go and then you drop off. So at flyweight, it's pretty young. I'd say it's really early 30s for flyweight. And obviously, it's sort of a gradual gradient as you go up. Heavyweight, you can go, I think late 30s is where that's the max age. I think you can really hang up there before you start to see noticeable dips. But on average, I'd probably say about 30, 34, 35. That's 34 to 36. Those 3 years there, I think, is where it really matters. I think that's why Usman struggled a lot in the rematch. I don't think Usman's ever going to get close to the title again. unless he gets a stylistically favorable fight. Same with my mind's just drawn blank. Great. I hate when that happens. Just became a meme because they spent 200 million on Kaiser. 100 million, man. Come on. I don't need that slander. Yeah, he gives a happy. Yeah, but we played really well today. We played really well today, and Caicedo played well today. I'm happy with how we're going, to be honest. I was never too worried because we were playing pretty well in all our games, just not getting the results. But it's finally, hopefully starting to turn a corner. Do I think Conor can still compete? No. I mean, yes, I think he will. Maybe 1 or 2 fights, but I think Chandler is going to absolutely play with him. I think, and I say that, but that is still stylistically probably the best matchup Conor's going to get, because I don't think Chandler's as defensively sound as a lot of other guys in that division. The way he's very aggressive on the front foot, that favors Conor. And I still think Chandler's gonna beat him pretty soundly. It's what I mean. He's lost. I know there's the motivated McGregor like mythical fighter thing, but I think that is the case. I think McGregor's been past it for years. I don't think he has a chance, man. Yeah, it was a great win, but had a potch drop Mudryk after. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, the wingers played well today, so I wasn't too mad about it. Conor's a BJJ black belt now, actually. Yeah, I saw that, but so was a lot of guys in the UFC. You know, it's the elite level. So I don't know. I don't think. I think it's the wrestling that's the difference maker, right? I think Chandler's gonna dog walk him in that regard. He's explosive. He's got the same sort of vibe as Volkanovski in that his frame is just packed, explosive, and that lends him a lot of success. So I think Conor will struggle, but I can't wait for the fight because it's had so much build up. Mainly just because we've been waiting for fucking ages, but we're gonna get it hopefully by the looks of things. So. Oh, hang on, I gotta get it. I found the right image, guys. No, that's not the right one. Where is it? Where is it? Bro, I can't see the chat right now. I'm. This it? Yep. Hang on. Found the right one, guys. Tough was pointless at the end of the day. Yeah, I mean, I've never really been a huge tough guy, so I'm not. I don't really see the point of it. It's entertaining though, isn't it? And it did save the UFC way back in its early days, so you have to be grateful for it. I think Chandler ends up keeping on the feet as he always wants to play up to the occasion. Yeah, I'm not. I think I won't be surprised if that's the way it goes, because Chandler is a showman and he's had the success of that, even if it is to the detriment of fight IQ and stuff like that. Gonna add this in. Hang on a minute, guys. It's gonna be good. There we go. Hang on. Going. No, I've lost it. There we go. Thing is, it's quite small. So I fucking love this image so much. We gotta have him there. There we go. What's next for Dustin Poirier? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I want him to fight one of the guys that everyone's ducking, like Sarukian, even though it means he probably loses. Because Sarukian is a serious threat. I don't know, man. There's a lot of good options, Don't let him bully us, son. Don't let him bully us, son. What a moment. What a moment. I love that. Shout out Dave Lavelle. Come on, son. Come on, Leon. It's terrible impression. You're 2 rounds down. You gotta pull this shit out of the fire. And he did. He did do it. So, what a moment, man. I get emotional when I think about it. What do you think happens if Leon never lands the head kick? It's a Bilal situation. I don't think Leon ever gets the shot for a long time. I think he'd eventually get it, but it would be a long. We'd still be waiting even now, because he was one of the most hated fighters back in the day when I was trying to fucking defend this man in the Reddit in the r/MMA, man. That's the shit. Said trenches in there. When Masvidal did the whole 3-piece thing and everyone was just clowning on Leon, it was like, Respect this guy. He's just trying to show his skills and fight. And just because he wasn't getting finishes, people shit on him, man. Pissed me off. He was such a legit fighter. And the way he dealt with Gunnar Nelson is like elite level guy. And he never got the respect he deserves until that kick. I'm so glad it happened because I don't think it could have happened to a more deserving guy. And I always said Leon was capable of beating him. And I think honestly, the only reason he didn't beat him soundly in the second fight, you know, when he knocked him out, was because of the altitude. It was affecting so many people, right? So many people. And you saw he had that success in the first round, took him down, was out grappling him, nearly got a submission, you know? I think Leon would have beaten him in that second fight had it had been at sea level, you know? 287, it would have been Masvidal versus Leon instead of Gilbert versus Masvidal. Well, yeah, I think Masvidal faked an injury to get out of that fight. I've said that before. I don't think Masvidal wanted any part of that because he knew it didn't do much for his stock at the time because Leon obviously wasn't a household name as he is now. And it was stylistically a nightmare for him. I think everything pointed to Leon winning that fight. So I think Masvidal pulled out of it on purpose. I don't think he was injured. Altitude even make Merab look human. Yeah, did he fight Moraes in that fight? That wasn't at 278 though, was it? No. Who did he fight then? No, was it? Kind of don't want you to say, but you can if you want. I'm trying to remember. Aldo. Yeah, that's right. That wasn't 278 though, was it? Oh, I guess it was. Was it the co-main? Because Rock Hold Costa was the co-main, which was a great fight, by the way. Shout out Luke Rockhold. Game as hell. Used to not like him, but he's a bit of a G. Ever since he made up with Michael Bisping and they've become like friends, you know, they're chill. I've been a Luke Rockhold fan. I feel like Conor during his prime was unable to show all the different types of fighting styles and skills he's capable of. I feel like he knows more stuff but didn't need it for winning. I don't know, man. Ever since he came out of the Mayweather fight, he's been more in that boxing orientated stance, and it's just never really worked out for him. And the money changed him completely. I think he's an arsehole personally, but you know, I know that's irrespective of fighting. I don't think that he has the motivation there. Right versus Sean, what happens? It's a really tricky one to call. I mean, it's the same sort of story as the Sterling fight. If he can catch him on the way in, that's it, really. But the takedown, Merab's wrestling is unbelievable, and it's the cardio. Sean O'Malley's cardio is really underrated as well. But Merab is Merab, right? So it's a difficult one to call. It really is. I just adjust. Maybe get Leon. Oh, no, that's. Should we get him here? Nah, yeah, we'll have him here. He's in a good spot there. Oh, we could get another one, actually. Oh, wait, no, you'll love this. You'll love this. Hang on. I know exactly what photo to use. If you're an OG of the channel, you will remember I used this in my outro a while back when I was toying around with that before I decided to scrap outros completely. Bear with me, guys. I can't see the chat, but this is going to be worth it. I'm going to change this. Ooh. Hold up. It's in here. Whoever made this is a fucking legend of the game. This is one of my favorite fucking photos ever, man. There we go. Art, guys. This is art right here. I might have to make this my permanent background. I'm not going to lie. I forgot I have this on my computer. Could Jan work to another title shot? It's possible. I think he needs the right stylistic matchups. Merab was never a fight he was going to win, so I don't know. Pure BJJ, Khabib versus Dylan, who wins? I don't know. Khabib's he's not a BJJ guy, is he? I mean, the thing is, he can still employ Sambo and wrestling techniques in this. I don't know. I can't pick that. I'm sorry. Sorry, this background's making me laugh, bro. Every time I'm looking up at the screen just to see my videos, okay, I'm just seeing that. Kind of unrelated to MMA, but it does Bradley Martin beat Devin Haney? I actually think he does. And I don't know. I'm not sold on it, but the only reason I say it is because he doesn't have any grappling experience. But Devin Haney's fast, man. So if he can get... he doesn't beat any MMA fighter at all, but Devin Haney has a chance because Devin Haney can't grapple. That's the crux of it, really. That's the only reason I say Bradley Martin has a decent chance is because he's bigger and neither of the guys can grapple. So he does have quick hands. That's the thing I don't know. But he is small. He's a small guy. So Again, Bradley would gas out very quickly. The guy is a lumbering fucking oaf. I'm 260, brother. I'm 260. This guy's crazy. This guy's crazy. Even though he's just clearly, his ego is busted every time one of those MMA guys says he'll beat him up. He just is clearly so hurt. I don't like Bradley Martin, but he's a smart guy in terms of he's saying these things to generate traffic and clips, so you can't be too mad. But I got in the Logan Paul fight. Logan Paul. I don't like either of them, but Logan will probably win it. If that fight even happens. Still can't believe he called out Nate. Yeah, man. That is... I mean, he's not calling him out, though. He's just chatting shit. He's trying to... It's working, because, look, we're talking about him right now. You know, he's generating traffic and clips. It's a smart move. It's a smart move. But I don't even know if he even believes it. Probably he does, because he's clearly got a massive ego, and he's a big roid head. But... People like that, they need a reality check. And I'm not going to say weight doesn't matter, because it does, because I fucking... When I was at uni, there was a guy I was sparring with, fucking 110, 115 kilos, all muscle, and I couldn't do shit to him. Like, you know, that's not far off double my weight. You know, I'm only like 65 kilos. I'm quite light. You know, and there's just nothing I could do. He's just too big. So it does matter, but against the guy who's trained, then it's a different ballgame. It doesn't really matter. Like, Mighty Mouse would toy with that man because he's elite level. Dylan is training with Alex, though. I think that was just for like a one-off thing, right? It's just for generating hype for the fight. I don't think it means shit, and he's not gonna fix his striking overnight. Tate versus Jake Paul, who would win? I don't know. Well, Andrew Tate's a lot bigger than him. I fucking hate both of them, but I don't know. Andrew Tate's old as hell, and oh my god, I tell you right, I'm gonna rant real quick. I'm glad you brought this up because there's not many things I hate more than fucking people saying, "Oh, Andrew Tate would body all these MMA guys in a street fight." They think he's a world champion because he says he's a 4-time world champion. He's fighting farmers in like KSW and in Fusion. Like, it's not even close. It's not even close. Like, he was a decent kickboxer at best, you know. And he fought, you know, Romanian plumbers making their debuts. That's the reality of it. And Andrew Tate's old as fuck. I think Jake Paul has a good shot there. If it's in boxing, for sure. If obviously Andrew lose, yeah, so would I. I respect what Jake Paul does on the business side of things in terms of he knows exactly how to market himself as the bad guy. It's a smart move. When you see it for what it is as entertainment, and he knows exactly what he's doing, and that's why he's so successful. And I don't like him particularly, but business-wise, he's smart. Andrew Tate is also, but he's just straight up a piece of shit. And if you like Andrew Tate in the chat, that's fair. That's fine, and you can have your opinion on that. That's just the way I see it. But you know, yeah, he's quite old. So if it was in a boxing match, Jake Paul has a good chance. Any man on the street, any man on the planet who can take Jones in a street fight? You know, I really don't think there is when I think about it. I'll tell you what, one I've seen this discussion pop up so much, is the fucking stupid one. It's like, you get idiot. Nah, George, bro. Yeah. Yeah, that's facts, actually. I hate the one I always see is Bruce Lee. People idiots saying Bruce Lee would beat Mike Tyson in a fight. That is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. But the worst one, I saw this on... Basically, there was a post in like an MMA subreddit that made its way out to like mainstream on Reddit or some shit about... it was people saying who would win, DC or Mike Tyson in a street fight. And all these idiots who don't know the game, they're like, oh, Mike Tyson would body him. And I was like, what? And they're like, he was an actual street fighter. He would win. I was like, you're an idiot. You are stupid if you think Mike Tyson even has a chance against DC. Like, Prime Tyson against Prime DC, that's not even a... It's over. It's over. There's no such thing as being a street fighter. It's horseshit. If you can fight, you can fight. And DC can fucking fight. And he would absolutely destroy Mike Tyson. Hypothetically... shut up, man. Yeah. I mean, you're trying to fizz me. Be quiet. Shut up, Finn. Isuk, Deke, or Leon. Yeah, great. You cannot get me. I'm familiar with your game. Yeah, DC would just grab him. That's exactly what would happen. Be over. Tyson could probably get... The only chance he'd have is if he'd catch him like coming in, and that's hard to do as it is. So no, I don't... I don't see it happening. No, I don't hate Nate. No, I think I don't agree with some of the shit he did. I don't like why he just randomly slept that dude with a guillotine for no reason. I like he's game as hell in the cage. I like him in the cage, but as a person, he's all right. He's just a bit crazy. I don't know. I can't really I don't love him, and I don't really hate him either. He's just there. Him and his brother are just the weirdest guys. But they do their thing and they have their fans, so I'm not mad about it. Prime Nate versus Prime Nick. Probably Prime Nick, I guess. I don't know. Different eras, isn't it? Really, there were different times, and the sport evolved so much. So I don't know. But Prime Nick back in the day was, I mean, Prime Nick did more than Nate did. So I'm inclined to say Nick. At least Nick fought for a title. Nate never has, unless I'm mistaken. Autistic brothers, they've got something in their head for sure. I don't know what it is, but it's something, and it's working for them. So Prime Brock Lesnar can come close to defeating Jones on the street. I don't know, Brock. No way. Nah. Brock's just big and he can wrestle. He's not. He doesn't stand a chance. Like I, I mean maybe, but nah. Jones is John Jones, man. He's just good everywhere. That's the difference. Brock can wrestle, but he can't really grapple. He just uses his size. So he just goes for the classic heavy man maneuver, which is just arm triangle somebody. What he did to Frank Mir, I believe. Was it Frank Mir? And who was that other guy? Was it Shane? Maybe I'm wrong when I say it was Shane Carwin that gassed out against him. That's really testing my knowledge there. I think that's right. Maybe. Brock came to the UFC straight after his college wrestling days. He would have been better than he was. Yeah, for sure. I agree. Francis versus Jones, only one round. Who wins? Jones. Jones probably, because I think heavyweight Jones, if he gets it to the mat, then it's done. Tom Aspinall or John Jones? Tom Aspinall. You know how I feel about that. Tom Aspinall all day. He beats anybody in that division. Favorite fighter? Tom Aspinall. All day. Tom Aspinall is my favorite fighter and has been for a long time. Then probably Leon. They are obviously the English bias, but they are my two favorite by a mile. I don't tend to have huge affinity towards most guys, but those two are definitely exceptions. Favorite film? Blade Runner. Shut up, man. To ban you from the chat. I don't know. Should I keep this background? I like this for next time. I feel like I should keep. Oh. Can always change it. I go back to the press conference one. How would Gordon Ryan perform in the UFC top level? Probably not that well because he can't strike for shit. Good grappler, and his wrestling's actually pretty good too. And he's the GOAT of jiu-jitsu, but that's not enough. It's the same way just being a good striker is not enough. You need to have great takedown defense at the very least. So I think he'd be able to take some of the guys up until the top 15, but I don't think he'd crack the elite level, no. And well, I say that he definitely wouldn't because he wouldn't be roided to the gills. That guy, he'd be so much smaller if he joined the UFC because he just, he's injecting himself all the time. Any MMA YouTuber you genuinely dislike? Not really. Not a huge amount. Anyway, I don't want to cause any rifts or beef, I'm not about that. I don't totally dislike MMA Guru. I just don't like some of his fans. He has his thing and he does well, So, he can do his thing. I'm not like an avid fan. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of Guru, but I don't hate him or anything. Kane showed that Lesnar couldn't really hang with the elite. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Gable Stevenson, yeah. He's obviously Olympic, right? Big chance as well. Young Shaq versus Jones, yeah. Oh, actually, I did see. There was a thing a while ago. I don't know. I don't know basketball, so if anyone does, you have to fill me in. There was a guy who said he'd beat John Jones with a year of training, an NBA guy, and I'm not even taking the piss. And he was certain on it, and I was like, "You don't understand how this goes if you try that." I hate it when people like that piss me off. They piss me off. I'm gonna stay on for a few more minutes. So I gotta go. I gotta go eat. Nate Robinson? No, 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 not him. I know he got laid out by Jake Paul. I'm talking about a couple weeks ago. It was this big fella. I think his name was alliterated. You like Paddy? I mean, I respect what he does. He clearly has his thing, like, and that's why he's popular. But no, I mean, I don't hate him. I just didn't like how the build up to 282 and the fallout from that. I wasn't happy with how he handled it and everything he did. So I didn't like that. But I don't have a particular disdain for him or anything. You know, I think he needs to fix up his game. You know, if he wants to start talking shit all the time, he needs to improve his actual performances. How would John perform in boxing though? Like against someone like Joshua, Deontay, not very well. I think if it goes both ways, you try and enter the boxing ring. We've seen that MMA guys, they won't do well, and it goes the same vice versa. Because you specialize in these sports for ages, you're just gonna have the upper hand massively. AJ would toy with him. It's not even in the size difference is one, but MMA striking is different. You gotta go. Thank you. It's all good, man. Thank you for stopping by. I'm gonna stay for a few more minutes, so don't worry. You're not gonna miss too much. I appreciate you tuning in. You're a regular, man. You're a regular. Anderson did well. Yeah, he did, but you got to understand he's fighting. Was it Julio Chavez Jr., who'd been out of the game for a long time, and Jake Paul. So, not the highest of echelons of the game, Yeah, you like the background, Hank. Yeah, I know. It's good. Nate Brothers on the street against Jones 2v1. I mean, I don't know. Mate, that's a loaded question. I don't know. It's a 2v1. The numbered game is huge. So I'm inclined to say the Diaz bros take that. Jones is big. Very big. I'm glad you like the background. I want to give credit to anyone whoever photoshopped this is an absolute legend. And I like Usman, but it was too funny not to, Let's be honest, I think he'd probably take it pretty well. If Usman was somehow in this stream, I think he'd probably find it funny. So I think that's good enough to have as the background. Sean Strickland would be, yeah, he'd just pull out a gun. Yeah, he would. And then he'd go, here's the thing, you guys. And then he'd just cap someone. That's what he would do. I've gone from not liking Sean Strickland to absolutely loving him. I think we've seen, because he does put it on a bit, but he's such a more genuine guy sometimes when those sort of lapses of him real self come out. And he's just clearly a really genuine dude. And he's clearly been through a lot of his shit in his childhood, which he's kind of expressing through fighting. I love it. I love his story and I love where he's going. Nate Brothers will kill John Jones. Maybe. I'd love to see it. It's all right, man. Thank you for stopping by, Reply, as I said. 602 Usman is pretty chill. Yeah, he is a chill dude. I think he'd be cool with it. He took the Leon loss really well, especially in the second fight. I mean, when he beats the gentleman, then he gets immediate love. Yeah. He does. I mean, I was starting to see that in that build up after he lost to Pereira, that sort of last string of few fights he had. He was really genuine in his appearances, and obviously he was being himself and being funny and playing up to it a bit. But I like the guy. Prime Conor versus champion Usman. Size difference is massive. Conor struggles with wrestlers. Usman all day, for sure. Champion Usman, man. That is prime Usman is effectively. He's the pound for pound king. It's Usman. Right, I'll give a couple more questions. I'm gonna head out. I haven't eaten in ages, man, and I am starving. Least favorite top fight? Ooh. Again, as I said, I don't have a huge disdain or hatred towards a lot of these guys, really. I mean, I don't even hate Colby that much, even though he's annoying. I get what he does, and I respect it. Well, my spag bowl, my friend. Get bolognese. Leonid was the most aesthetic physique. He absolutely is, play. He absolutely is. Absolutely, man. Yeah, we got to get those carbs up, George. How we do things. Hey, guys, yeah, thank you for stopping by. I'm going to head off. We've gone for ages. Hour and 20. It's crazy how fast this shit flies by. I'm glad you all guys were stopping in. Going to keep doing this as much as I can. I might be streaming tomorrow, straight after I get the podcast out. So we'll see how that goes. I'll see how I feel. Thank you for stopping by. It's good to see you, boys and girls. Whatever you want to be. I don't really mind. Cheers.